I froze in the doorway of our apartment, the key still dangling from my hand, as Sarah's voice drifted from the bedroom. Low, intimate, laced with a giggle I hadn't heard in months. "Yeah, Jake, I told him I need a break to find myself. But really, it's so I can see if we still have that spark. God, I've missed you." My blood turned to ice, the takeout bag slipping from my grip, spilling sesame chicken across the hardwood floor with a wet thud. The scent of soy sauce mingled with the faint lavender from her diffuser, but all I could smell was betrayal. 5 years together, a diamond ring on her finger for 6 months, and now this. Her whispering sweet nothings to her ex, the one she'd sworn was ancient history. Fury exploded in my chest, a visceral punch that left me gasping, my vision tunneling as humiliation washed over me like acid rain. I backed away silently, heart pounding like a trapped animal, and slipped out the door before she noticed. The elevator ride down was a blur, the mirrored walls reflecting my ashen face, eyes wide with shock. Denial hit first, a desperate whisper. Maybe I misheard. Jake could be anyone. But no, it was him, her college sweetheart, the brooding artist who'd ghosted her years ago, only to resurface on social media last month. I'd seen the likes, the casual comments, but dismissed them as harmless. Now resentment brewed. How long had she been nurturing this? Planning our demise while I planned our wedding. I stumbled into the street, the city night alive with honking taxis and neon signs, the cool autumn air biting my skin through my thin jacket. I walked aimlessly, feet pounding pavement, each step fueling the obsession taking root. I had to confront her, but fear clawed. What if she denied it? What if she left anyway? By the time I returned hours later, the apartment was dim, lit only by the glow of the TV. Sarah lounged on the couch in her oversized sweater, scrolling her phone, her auburn hair catching the light like a halo she didn't deserve. "Hey babe, where were you? Food's cold." Her voice casual, but her eyes flicked up with a hint of nervousness. I stood there, the weight of her words from earlier crushing me. Heartbreak surged, layered with anger. How could she smile like that? "I heard you," I said, voice low, trembling. She sat up, phone dropping. "What?" Dialogue hung heavy, tension thickening the air. On the phone. "Jake, you want a break to explore him." Her face crumpled, guilt flashing before defensiveness. "Ethan, it's not like that. I need space. We've been together so long, I wonder if there's more out there." Suppressed rage boiled. "More? Like your ex who dumped you?" She stood, hands wringing. "Jake and I have history. Unfinished business. But I love you, I do. This break could make us stronger." Her words twisted the knife. Inner thoughts raced. Love? This was manipulation. Her way of test-driving Jake without losing her safety net. Doubt crept in. Maybe I was overreacting. We'd had rough patches. My long hours at the ad agency left her alone too often. But no, this was betrayal, pure and raw. "A break means you're free to fuck him, right?" I spat, the vulgarity foreign on my tongue, but authentic in my fury. She flinched. "Ethan, please. It's not about sex. It's about figuring out who I am without you." Lies all of it. We argued into the night, voices rising like a storm, the clink of her ring as she gestured, the creak of the floorboards under my pacing. Humiliation deepened. I pictured them together, her laughing at my obliviousness. By dawn, resolve formed, cold and unyielding. "Fine. Take your break. But the engagement's off." I yanked the ring from her finger as she protested, the metal warm from her skin, and stormed out. The days blurred in a haze of resentment. I crashed at my brother's cramped loft, the city skyline mocking me through grimy windows. Obsession gripped. I stalked her socials discreetly, seeing cryptic posts about self-discovery. Jake's profile showed mutual follows, heart emojis under old photos. Anger morphed into fantasies of justice, exposing their affair to our friends, ruining her reputation at her graphic design firm. But guilt flickered. Was I the villain for not fighting? Moral conflict raged. She'd always been the free spirit, me the planner. Maybe I'd smothered her. No, her choice, her consequences. Quiet calculation began. I dug into Jake's background, a freelance photographer with a sketchy past. Whispers from mutual friends. Debts, a failed marriage. Subtle hints emerged. Sarah had been secretive about finances lately. Joint savings dipping unexplained. A week later, at a mutual friend's birthday party in a trendy rooftop bar, the slow burn intensified. Twinkling string lights overhead, laughter echoing against the night sky, the tang of craft cocktails in the air. Sarah arrived alone, stunning in a black dress that hugged her curves, but her eyes were shadowed. We locked gazes across the crowd, tension electric. "Ethan," she approached, voice soft. "Can we talk?" Believable dialogue revealed layers. "I miss you." The break was a mistake. Manipulation. Or genuine regret. My heart ached, but resentment won. Too late. Enjoy exploring. Jake showed up then, arm around her waist possessively. His tattooed hand a stark contrast to her delicacy. Humiliation burned anew as friends whispered. I excused myself to the edge, overlooking the glittering city, wind whipping my hair. Plans solidified. Revenge wouldn't be loud. It'd be surgical. But fear lurked. What if it backfired? Digging deeper, I visited my parents' attic, dust motes dancing in flashlight beams, the musty scent of old boxes evoking childhood. Amid forgotten heirlooms, I found my late uncle's journals, a private investigator in the 90s. His notes on cases including infidelity. One entry jumped out. Techniques for digital surveillance, contacts for discreet hacks. Moral grayness hit. Uncle had bent laws for justice, ruined lives. Was I following suit? Obsession pushed, yes if it meant balance. I contacted an old associate from the journals, a grizzled tech guy in a dingy office smelling of coffee and cigarettes. "For a fee, I can trace communications," he grunted. Results came fast. Sarah and Jake's texts explicit, planning meetups during our engagement. Heartbreak peaked. She'd lied about when it started. But a twist. Jake was married, separated but not divorced, hiding assets from his wife. Leverage. Inner conflict stormed. Expose him and shatter Sarah's illusion. Or something more. Cold resolve hardened as I plotted. Subtle foreshadowing. An anonymous tip to Jake's wife, stirring paranoia. Sarah called, voice frantic. "Ethan, something's wrong. Jake's acting weird." Feigned concern. "Maybe your exploration hit rocks." Tension rose, quiet strategies unfolding. But guilt whispered. This path darkened my soul. The anonymous email to Jake's wife, sent from a burner account in a crowded cafe, the clatter of keyboards masking my shallow breaths, set the dominoes falling. "Your husband's cheating with Sarah Ellis." Proof attached. Screenshots of their messages, blurred just enough to deny traceability. Paranoia bloomed. Jake's calls to Sarah increased, frantic arguments overheard via the bug-eyed planted in her apartment, uncle's tricks proving timeless. Resentment fueled me, but obsession twisted into doubt. Was I becoming the monster? Nights in my temporary sublet, bare walls echoing loneliness, brought fantasies. Sarah crawling back, begging forgiveness. But fear gripped. What if she chose him anyway? Sarah showed up at my office a day later. The sleek ad agency bustling with creatives. The aroma of fresh prints and espresso thick. She looked haggard, makeup smudged, in jeans and a hoodie that swallowed her frame. "Ethan, I need to talk." We stepped into a conference room. Glass walls offering no privacy from curious glances. Dialogue heightened suspense. Jake's wife knows. She's threatening divorce, taking everything. Her voice cracked, revealing vulnerability. "How?" I asked, evenly suppressing rage. "Someone tipped her. It's ruining us." The word stung, layering heartbreak. Inner thoughts churned. Poetic, her exploration crumbling. But moral conflict surged. I'd orchestrated this. Gray decisions piling up. "Karma," I said coolly. She reached for my hand. "I was wrong. The break. It was stupid. Can we try again? Manipulation gleamed in her eyes. Or was it remorse? I played along, the slow burn escalating. Maybe. Let's meet tonight. At a quiet Italian restaurant, candles flickering on checkered tablecloths, the sizzle of garlic bread in the air. We talked like old times, her laughter tentative, my smiles calculated. I still love you, Ethan. Lies. Or truth unearthed by crisis. Tension built as I probed. What about Jake? She hesitated. It's over. He was a fantasy. Suppressed rage simmered. I knew from hacks they still texted. Obsession deepened. I'd draw her in, then expose everything. But guilt gnawed. Uncle's journals warned of revenge's toll, lives shattered beyond repair. Pacing quickened with quiet retaliation. I accidentally leaked chat logs to our social circle via an anonymous group message. The ping of notifications like gunfire. Friends bombarded me. Is this real? Sarah's calls flooded in, voice hysterical. Ethan, did you do this? Denial from me. Why would I? But her suspicion grew, paranoia mirroring mine. At a confrontation in the park, leaves crunching underfoot, autumn wind carrying the scent of rain, she accused. You're behind it all. I admitted nothing, but my eyes betrayed cold resolve. You broke us first. Her tears fell, authentic heartbreak. Layered motivations emerged. She'd sought Jake for excitement, escaping our routine, but now saw the cost. Jake, too. His marriage imploding, career tanking as clients fled scandal. The climax brewed during a stormy night, thunder rumbling like judgment. Sarah invited me over, the apartment dimly lit, rain lashing windows. Please, let's fix this. Wine poured, her hand on mine, electricity sparking old flames. Inner conflict peaked. Part of me yearned to forgive, rebuild. But resentment won. As we kissed, tentative and charged, my phone buzzed. Prearranged. Check your email, I whispered. She did, face paling at the full dossier. Proof of her affair starting before the break, financial dips from gifts to Jake, even her journal entries I'd scanned secretly. How? Horror dawned. You hacked me. My voice steady. You wanted space. I gave you eternity. Revenge unfolded. I'd forwarded everything to her boss. Her designs plagiarized from Jake's work, a fireable offense. Job gone, reputation tarnished. But the twist shattered expectations. As she sobbed, "Why, Ethan? I loved you," a hidden truth emerged. "I was scared. Pregnant last year, miscarried alone while you worked late. Jake was there." Guilt crashed like lightning. My neglect, buried in ambition, had seeded this. Her betrayal stemmed from my absence, a cycle of hurt. Moral grayness enveloped. My revenge, justified yet cruel, left us both broken. Jake's wife called then, revealing she'd known all along, using my tip to finalize divorce advantageously. Poetic justice. Or ironic consequence. I'd aided her, not just punished him. In the end, as authorities knocked, cybercrimes traced loosely to me, a risk I'd overlooked, resolve crumbled to regret. Sarah left, shattered, while I faced fallout. The engagement's end was just the beginning. Revenge's payoff, a hollow echo. Uncle's legacy wasn't tools for vengeance, but a caution. Betrayal births monsters in us all.